Good morning, everyone. Hope you're having a great day so far. I myself am doing okay. I uh I actually stayed up most of the night and just took a little short nap. Uh, and just woke up not long ago, so I am still trying to get awakened, not asleep, all the above. So I kind of feel like y'all this morning, or at least what I think y'all feel like. Uh, Anyways, I hope you're doing fine. Um, I have no clue what we are going to get into today, but we are going to get into something. I know Knives Are Life recommended or asked to do something with some titanium anodization. Good morning, sir. You are the person I was just talking about, and hopefully you can help me come up with something to do today. Um, I wasn't sure. It was towards the end of the stream when you mentioned something about anodization and some words or something. I was kind of confused. I didn't know exactly what you wanted to do or what you were talking about. So maybe you can elaborate a little bit. I am going to start adding some moderators today. So now you are a standard moderator. All I ask from the moderators is just please don't delete anybody's comments. Anything goes here unless somebody's just spamming the channel with something or something stupid. We're a pro First Amendment channel here, so Ed Yards, welcome, sir. You also, sir, get to be a moderator. So, Knives Are Life. Elaborate a little bit. Okay. So, Dopey put his name with Anno on his Clydesdale. Let's see if you can if you could find that picture, it'd be awesome. If I need to go look for it, I can do that also. Dopey Clydesdale knife. Aha. I think maybe this is it. No, this is not it, but this might be a good example. Hold on here. So that's an. Good morning, Ron. See what else we got here. So this guy looks like camo pattern, anno and acid etched blade done for. Okay, I can definitely show you how to do that. That's pretty easy. Still looking for this Dopey guy. I know that I probably won't be able to find that image. So maybe we can figure it out. And did he just have the word dopey written across the scales? Huh. Kind of stumped at where to look for that. But I do know that people have their names across their knives, I guess. Let's see. Well, that's pretty crazy. I thought maybe if I put in it in quotes. Okay, yeah, just keep looking for it. Knives Are Life. Um, I thought something we could talk about this morning. Wow, that's weird. I'm sure it was on Instagram, huh? Anyway, let's see. So not much has changed on this table since yesterday. Pretty much the same stuff going on. The only thing I did bring in was a knife that I thought we could work on if we did do some anno on it, or some polishing, or some lightening anno. I thought we might do a lightening anno on the clip here, since this clip is actually titanium. I am going to start by disassembling this knife, regardless, because I wanted to show a few things. So we will begin that way at least. Let's see. I've got let me get the clip off of here. Yeah, like I said, been asleep, so I'm trying to get this coffee in me and get motivated here. And here, Knives Are Life has already been to the gym and all kinds of some more stuff. I was actually up pretty late. I stayed up most of the night. Me and Sever 7 went over some stuff. I was trying to show him how to use OBS a little bit, and I think he finally crashed out on me about 1:30 this morning. So yeah, I thought we might lightning anodize this clip here. I need to figure out how to get this other camera. Give me just a second, guys. Let's see if I point it up a little bit more. Up a little bit more. About right there. Zoom in a little bit more. Point it this way a little bit more. That should be pretty much the middle of my view there. So maybe if I show y'all something on the little, you can see extra angles. All right. So, before you ever lightning anodize anything, like I said, the surface that you start with, the knife is never going to be any better than the surface that you started with. So, that being said, a lot of times you have to sand or polish or both the scales that you want to lightning anodize to a good mirror polish if you want the lightning anode to look mirror when it's done. So that is how a lot of companies like Tucson get such a pretty lightning anode, as they make sure to really, really polish up their knives before they actually start the anodization process. So let's see, that's not fitting there. Why is that not fitting? What did I just lose? I just felt something drop. There it is. It's a spacer. There's probably 3 of those. Yep, 3 of those and 2 screws. Put those parts back here. Now, I'm guessing that this pivot is an odd, not a T8, it's a T10. So I will have to find my T10, which I don't have exactly handy, but I do have one. See if I can find it. I've actually got another set of, I've got all kinds of sets of Torx drivers. I believe there's a T10 in here. T9, T10. Let's see if it is a T10. Yes, sure it is. All right. So, stop pin, scales. I'm going to take out this little washer. We got the blade. We got the pivot, the bearing, and the other washer. So whenever you work on scales, if you're going to do some anodizing, then like I said, the surface you start with is what you're going to end up with. Now, if we were wanting to lightning ano our name across the scale here, like Knives Are Life was talking about, there's numerous ways you could go about that. The easiest way would be to leave this like it is. Don't touch it. If you want the name in this color, then you can do that. Let me get down here a little closer. So if you wanted your name in this color, then you could simply create some kind of stencil to lay across here. Like I was talking about that I bought one of those Cricut machines that cuts vinyls. A lot of people use them for scrapbooking and stuff. But you can put anything in and it'll cut it out of vinyl. And you could write your name or initials or whatever you wanted and put it across there with a little stencil, or cut one out of paper or a piece of plastic, etch out your initials out of a piece of plastic and hold it over there. And then you could paint fingernail polish to where it drew those letters of your initials on there. Then you could just anodize, simple anodize like we did in the other video, to whatever color you wanted to scale. And then just use fingernail polish remover to remove the stencil that you put on there. And then you would have your name or initials on the side of the knife. You can go about doing intricate patterns that same way, or like a splatter pattern. So you could simply take some fingernail polish and make a random splash marks across here and do the same thing, anodize it, then remove the fingernail polish, and you would have those lines. You can also do multiple colors by, like I said in the other video, starting with the higher voltage. So if you put your name in a stencil on the side of this with fingernail polish, and then you anodize this whole knife up to like 90 volts, then once you remove the fingernail polish to remove the name or initials here, then you could anodize it again of any color up to 90 volts, and you would have a two-tone color. So your initials would be in that lower voltage color, and the scales themselves would be in that higher voltage color. And you can do it that way. So this is a knife that I've just had sitting around, and I figured it'd be a good one to work on. As far as lightning ano or ano goes, I guess we'll start with the clip here. Something I did skip is, what did I carry last night? And I just had this laying around and in my pocket. When I went to grab something to eat, I threw this in my pocket. CAC Knives has a video with the cool ano of the Clydesdale, and you can't find the other one. All right, well, let's see if we can find that. I think since you're a moderator, you're able to post links now. Knives Are Life. I think you can copy and paste a link in here, and we ought to be able to see it. So if you had one that you could share, you're able to now, I believe, on YouTube. Okay. CAC Knives, and I don't know, you'll have to forgive me for some of these abbreviations. I guess it's not an abbreviation, it's just CAC Knives. Let me turn on the audio.
Heavily customized knife today. Before we get started, if you guys don't care, hit that thumbs up button if you like. With all brief, kind of is still, but I'm not as. Now, look at this. Now, some of you watching this first thought might be gas station that don't know what this knife is. This is not a gas station knife. Okay. That is a new gear house. This thing is wild.
Yeah. So that looks like laser engraving.
Gas station level.
On the titanium part.
That's titanium.
Definitely laser.
Anodized titanium with an image on it. That is absolutely crazy. You can kind of see some of the colors swaying in the light there. Venom is one of my favorite Marvel characters. I always wanted a Venom white knife. Be engraved on there would be my guess, because that's what it feels like. How they did the sticker ano, I have no idea, because that's what it feels like.
Let me see what he said.
How they did that, I have absolutely no idea. It must be engraved on there would be my guess, because that's what it feels like. How they did the sticker ano, I have no idea. And on the other side, we have a little Venom face with some splatter anodizing here. Again, that kind of sticker ano stuff, I'm guessing, is what's going on here. And all
right. So, my thoughts on that. You're good. Knives are life. So, with that, with these crazy pictures that people are anodizing, I am not positive how they do that other than laser etching. I'm not sure if they can do a type of process now to where they use different temperatures from a laser to provide different colors. If that is possible, then maybe they're doing it that way. The only knife that I have that I can kind of relate to, give me just a second to grab it here. Is my my Snex Buster that has the Doom guy on it. This Tucson on the right is the TS 140 integral. It is an integral, but this Snex Buster is really the only one that I have that's got any kind of crazy pictures on it. And to be honest with you, I don't know how I know that could be done with stenciling. And the stickering process that he just mentioned is a term that I've not heard. So I'm curious if that stickering technique is something that I could actually look up here and maybe glean a little bit more info about. Let's see. Sticker anodizing service. Okay, so you upload an image per image only. So they bead blast the surface to do the sticker. Satin bead blast. You cannot get red colors because you can't anno stuff red. So, yeah, Way of Knife has got that process down. Sticker anno. Not even going to try to pretend that I can do stuff like that with the machines that I have. And I don't even know. Looks like Way of Knife is the only place that really offers that service at the moment. And like I said, I'm really curious about doing anodization with titanium using lasers and being able to adjust the heat that you use. I don't know that they're using electricity, but they could be. But I don't see how they could get that detailed. I mean, they're definitely not using like a freehand with it's some kind of machinery. It's definitely not just somebody, you know, like with a stencil, like I said earlier. So Knives Are Life. I can't tell you how to do that. This did come from Way of Knife, so they did that stickering. As far as the blade goes, I can tell you how to do that. And this could be done with a stencil like I showed with the splatter technique. You could just draw this image on there and then acid wash everything around it and then take off the part that you drew on there. But those lines are pretty small, so whatever they're doing, they're able to get the precision down pretty dang good because his fingers there, some of these, the resolution is pretty high on some of this. So I'm really pretty sure they use some kind of laser to help with the process. Let me see if I can look here again. See if I can find anything about laser titanium anodization. See if somebody has written an article somewhere. Laser titanium anodization and making a fountain pen from...
Hey, it's Doodlebud. Quick update. If you remember, about a month ago, I was sent this X tool. This is the D1 Pro to check out. So I've been having some fun with this, playing around with it just recently. Cut a little toy plane here for my laser.
Right.
And so at the time I just did the basic 9-volt battery.
So that's a lightning anode. We can do that for sure.
Cheap. I'll leave a link in the description. And the thing, so what's going on with the laser and titanium, when you hit titanium, either you can do electrically or with heat, you get an oxide layer. And how much heat, there's a range you got to work within, but how much heat that it gets determines the thickness of the oxide layer, and that thickness of the oxide layer changes the color that you get. Okay, so it's like a phase shift going on with the reflected light. So pretty cool. So this is essentially a heat source, a very controllable heat source. Now it's not the ideal one.
So it is the heat source. It's like I said,
to work
they're
on
using
metals,
the laser.
You need a different wavelength of laser. And yeah, anyone watching, like the same folks, X-Tool, you sent me the this thing. If there's someone else who's like, let's send Doodlebud a laser, if you want to send me a galvanometer fiber laser, I could do super cool stuff. Even
what did he say?
Galvanometer fiber laser. I could
a galvanometer fiber laser. That's what you need to do it. Galvanometer fiber laser. Galvo laser machine. Okay, we're getting there. This laser will let you adjust the frequency to produce the heat that you need. Man, if I can figure out how to do this, I will buy one and I will do us all some crazy knives. All right, so here's the laser set itself that he could buy to replace his one for $105. Based optical scanning speed show stay anime. Oh no, that's not it. Sorry. They're going to be more expensive than that, but I don't think they're going to be up in the thousands like this nowadays. Let's see what this video, laser everything.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Alex over at Laser Everything, and today we're going to be talking about what to be looking at when trying to buy a Galvo laser, some of the features, some of the anatomy, a bunch of different stuff. It's basically going to be an all-inclusive, everything you need to know about Galvo lasers. It is kind of a spiritual successor to our 20. The next one, and probably the most popular, these are more popular than the handhelds, but not quite as popular as the portable. That said, I do see them around, so if safety is your absolute number one,
so it's a Galvo laser,
priority, the workstation,
and you can buy. Yeah, I'm sure Way of Knife has one of these big machines that's, $20,000, but we ought to be able to figure out how to do it. So Galvo laser titanium metal cutting Galvo laser 3D engraving. Let's look at this channel.
This has to be one of my all-time favorite engraving effects. This definitely stands out. It remembers different run settings. Let's check out the run settings.
These are just laser engraving. No, it would be just as easy as plug and play if you were to spend $20,000. You would have to build some kind of CNC machine if you want to do it yourself, like the guy had in that first video. This guy basically just has a little CNC machine that he has a laser mounted on.
Terrible pen voltage,
and you could replace the head of his. So he's just got a flatbed CNC that you can get.
It's very.
So this laser tool right here in the background, you can get for a couple $100, and then he can replace that laser with one, and then it's just all about writing a program that draws the pattern or importing the picture that people send you into the program and setting up your parameters on the size and all that. So with a different laser, you can buy a portable CNC on Amazon pretty cheap. So let's see, CNC laser machine. So yeah, so right here is an example of one you can get for less than $200 that you can replace the laser on with one of those Galvo lasers. And I'm sure that somebody makes one that already has that laser. That's why he mentioned to that company. But I'm quite sure. Let's see if we type in. Not seeing. See, there's a color. Let's see what this Creality. Diode laser. See, I believe that's a different I think the diode lasers are different. Aha, there we go. So there's how you do it. And there's a $290 coupon on this one. But yes, so I can take one of my 3D printers and modify it and put a laser on it and do the same thing. So I don't even have to buy the hardware. All I would need to buy is the laser. I've got like 8 or 9 3D printers, and it's basically a 3D printer is one of these, but with a Z axis that moves up and down instead of just X and Y. So I can just use my 3D printer beds for the same thing with the laser mounted on it. Creality makes 3D printers, of course. That's what they started doing. So when they moved over to this machine, a 3D printer is just basically the same thing with the base, with a Z axis that raises up. So these 3D printers have the same kind of bed, and you can replace the print head with a laser and just tell your programs to not move up and down and just move back and forth. So yeah, let me bookmark this site. That'll give me a good starting point. But he said, it says on that one picture right here that there's 340 colors. And that is on a piece of titanium. And that is super cool. So that is something we are going to do. Yeah, it looks kind of like a CNC router table, but it's basically the same thing. With just not a router head. It's got a laser mounted instead of a router. All right, well, I'm going to convert one of my 3D printer bases into one of these laser engravers. And I can probably, since I know now that Creality makes them, I can probably order the laser replacement straight from them. And that'll be super cool. So I'll have to figure out what kind of laser it has on it, the model, and I'll go through and do all that research. But yeah, you just basically import the picture into your, and that one's not in color. That one's just going to engrave it, but evidently with the color ones, there's a way to right here to do that type of work. As long as you're using titanium, it wouldn't do that on regular metals because regular metals don't oxidize that way. But now that you made me look into that, Knives Are Life, I'm really excited that you did that because I can put one together for a couple $100 that we ought to be able to draw some awesome pictures on some stuff. And that'll make for some awesome videos, and I could probably start a business doing it on the side. So I appreciate that, Knives Are Life. Yeah, Nick, as long as they're titanium, you can do it to whatever. In fact, that's what I was going to show a little bit of this morning, was taking how I get stuff prepped in order to do lightning anno. And then I thought we might just do a lightning anno right here live on camera. Since this clip is so small and so thin, it won't take but a second to heat it up and to do the lightning anno. But the first step of lightning anno is getting it sanded or polished down. So I've got a bag over here with all kinds of sandpaper in it. And I suggest when you're working on knives like this, use 1500 or higher, like maybe 2,000, 3,000, because you're not wanting to really sand much off except the top layer. So to prep this clip, all I would do is get a piece like this, and it makes a mess. So I usually try to put a couple of rubber gloves on because the sandpaper dust comes off on your fingers and makes them all black. as you can see by these gloves here, which I can't get on my stupid fingers. Well, that was great. Just tore it. Trying to smoke and sand and get these gloves on and do all the above. My stupid pinky won't go in. I've about got enough finger. Hold on, give me just a second. Yes, sir. Whenever I get one of those lasers, your knife will be the first one to go under the process. And you're automatically signed up for being here. I don't know what you want me to do extra. But like I said, all you got to do is just sand this layer off. And I'll show you really quick how quick that dark comes off. So, I don't know if you can see, but already, it's already getting back to silver with just that little bit. It doesn't take much at all. And this again is when I just sit around on my couch and do this for a few minutes, just like we did with the stupid Dremel that didn't work right. So with this 2000, you can already see, I don't know if you can tell, but I haven't touched up there and it's still dark. And down here, it's starting to get back to shiny metal. There you go. So you can see that shiny down there and that top is still dark. That's a good angle on the light. But it doesn't take much work to get them shiny. So I'm going to lightning anno this clip to show y'all how to do a lightning anno. But you start by processing the clip and getting it, because like I said, the surface you start with is the best that the anno will look once you're finished. So you want to get this Nick, if you're safe with stuff, you're safe with stuff. If you're not, you're not. I mean, I'm not going to accidentally sand one of these knives right now. And when I do the lightning anno, I'll move this stuff out of the way enough. I mean, all we have to do is heat it up and dip it in a jar. It's not like it's going to be, but if you don't feel comfortable doing that stuff, then don't do it. Send it to someone to do it. I do feel comfortable because all I'm doing right now is sanding. So I don't know how brave I'm being by just doing some high grit sandpaper on a clip. But yeah, I get it. You need to be safe. I mean, I'll clean this mat off and wash it every now and then, just to make sure. And there's not much dust happening here. I'm not doing much. No, Nick, I'm not taking you the wrong way. I'm just saying, it just sounds like you're telling me I'm stupid for doing this around my knives, but I don't see any reason how it's going to hurt my knives. See you, Nick. Have a good one. You too, Nick. So yeah, you just sand this back a little bit. Oh, I didn't take offense by it, Nick. I'm not offended, bro. Seriously. And yeah, it probably makes more sense to clean out the area a little bit better. I agree. But I'm also on video here trying to do this kind of quickly where I can show y'all. And this lightning anno is going to be a down and dirty, quick, that I can redo at a later time. I just want to show you how to do it so y'all see it. So I'm just, and you don't have to do the bottom side of the clip nearly as much as I would do the top side of the clip if you're going to lightning ano a clip. Now, after I get this done, a little bit more, we'll be ready to go. I'm not going to try to get this one like mirror polished for the video, just because there's no point. Like, the more time you spend and the higher grit sandpapers you go up, the more mirror polish you're going to get on this. I'm just trying to get that layer of dark wash off where they had dark washed the clip. All right, so we are about ready to begin. I don't normally do this in here, but I'm going to try to make an exception so I can film it. You can see, or maybe you can't, but you will be able to in a second, that I've got that pretty dang good and shiny. You get the light to hit it. So it's getting pretty shiny. So the last little bit that I would do normally is I would do a wet sanding. I happen to have some distilled water in this little thing right here. So I will finish by doing a little bit of a wet sand. It just seems to give you a better shine with the wet, you know, like, let me move the camera where y'all can see a little better. All right, I got my socks in the video too. But yeah, the wet sanding seems to do a little bit better of the polishing and shining job here at the end. So I'm just going to do a little bit more of the sanding here. And let's see. Give it a little dip. All right, we're about ready to go. And as you can see, I've got black all over my hands. Now, I've got a tub that I keep separate. I've got a jar here on my table that I use for doing acid washing on blades. That's a jar that I just dip knife blades into. But when I do lightning ano, I've got a separate tub that I'm going to have to grab along with my torch and my glove and my little piece of titanium rod that I hold stuff with as I'm heating it. All right, so we got that shined up pretty good. As much as I'm going to do for this video. I'll rinse it off a little bit. Put this sandpaper to the side, grab a dirty towel, or not dirty towel. Wipe it off a little bit, put this water up. All right, get that out of the way. And I'm going to begin to move some of this stuff out of the way like Nick suggested, because I've got to get my lightning ano stuff. Give me just a second. All right, raise this up a little bit because we're going to need more room on the table when I get this torch in here. All right, that gives us some more room. I've got the clip here, kind of drying it off. It looks pretty shiny. You can see actually the difference between when it started and the way it is now. When the light hits that, you can tell that I've taken that dark wash off and then I've got it pretty good and shiny. So let me put some pieces and knives other places here so I got more room. I'm about to bring fire and acids out, so it's probably not a good idea to have all this around fire and acid. Let me get this out of the way. Put this knife back up. All right, lightning ano. All you need is a torch. I prefer to use the ones that have the trigger that allow you to turn it on and off by pulling the trigger. But you can get any one of the three kinds. You can get one of the ones that you light yourself with the lighter. You can get one of the ones that have the trigger electronic light where you turn the gas and then hit the clicker and light it up. Or you can get one that has the trigger that lights it and releases the gas at the same time. And those are the easiest ones and the ones that I prefer. And they, I don't know, they just seem a lot easier. So let me grab that stuff really quick. Give me just a second. All right. So here's my tub. In fact, I'm going to, here's my tub of ferret that I use for lightning anno. Here's my glove. I'm actually going to be smart about this. And good morning, Still Addicted. We're about to do a lightning anno live on camera, if I can. Get a paper towel here, wrap this blade up and the scales up and put them away. I'm trying to I want to get this mat up out of the way so that I can, in case I get a little bit of acid on the table, it doesn't hit this mat. So, all right, got those two out of the way, got the blade out of the way. Let's see, the parts. I have got a little, some kind of bearing, Ziploc or something. I'll throw all those in for the time being, so I can get this mat out of the way for when we reassemble the knife. I didn't have to, I was going to show you on the side of the knife scale, but this is taking long enough that I think the clip will be good enough. All right, get that out of the way, the clip out of the way. Let me move this. All right, down to the sticker desk. So what I've got here is let me turn on the other camera. I've got a tub here that has ferric chloride in it, which is the same stuff that we use to do the acid wash. So right here, let's see. You can see the tub. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of a view, the side view. Now I've got this titanium rod here that's got a hook on the end, and that's what I hold stuff with as I'm heating it. And because it gets kind of hot, and it, not that it will run all the way down this rod in the little time that we're going to heat this clip, but it can. So I sometimes use a glove to hold this rod with while I'm heating it up. So I'll have this glove on my left hand where I'm holding this rod and I'm hitting it with the torch. And so basically the process here, all you're going to do is you're going to take your clip. Let me take this off of here. This is the ferric chloride. Like I said, I've got a jar of it right here that I use for doing acid washes and stuff. But this is the one I drop it in order to do the lightning anno, because it gives me a little bit more room to maneuver. Let me grab my alcohol here to clean this blade off. I mean the clip off, sorry. I didn't mean the blade. All right, a little bit of alcohol, paper towel. Now here's the torch. And this is the one with the trigger mechanism that I was talking about, where you can light it and make the torch go all in one motion. You don't have to anyway, you can learn about torches yourself. I'm just taking a little bit of alcohol to make sure I clean all my oils off of this clip before we do this. So I'm just wiping off the clip really good with this alcohol. Then, without even touching it, I'm going to actually wipe that off a little bit down here at the end just to make sure we're all clean, no ferric chloride residue. All right, now you can see where some of that ferric chloride came off. So I've got the clip ready to go now. Just alcohol. I'm going to hang the clip on my little titanium rod. So hopefully you can see in both cameras how I've got that kind of hanging on the rod. This is a side view camera up there in the corner. You can see where I've just got it hanging. So we're ready for this process. Now let me get one more thing. Let me get that little bottle, a little thing of, give me just a second to remaneuver, put a couple paper towels down just to protect my desk from the ferric chloride. All right, so I'm gonna put this under the edge of this, so when I dip it, it won't get on my desk. And then I'm gonna put this right here. I'm trying to get everything kind of in frame, and of course I just dropped the clip. All right, now I've got the clip. I'm not gonna use the glove because I know this won't get hot enough to matter. But all we're gonna do is we're gonna try to heat this up very evenly, and we're gonna get it, it's not gonna take long at all. And if you get it to where it's glowing, it's probably a little too far. You can kind of see it change color as you start to heat it. And I'm kind of actually worried about this clip because it being so thin. I don't think we're going to have to hit it very long at all with the heat. Ferric chloride is not flammable, I don't believe. Neither is water. Let me get my torch adjusted to a good stream of fire that I like. All right, that should be good for what we're doing. So hopefully you can see this stream of fire. Yeah, it shows through on the camera. So I've got the torch here. I'm going to be careful. But all we need to do is heat up this clip evenly. So I'm sorry, but I'm not going to be able to pay attention to chat for a second because I'm going to have my hands on fire and etc. So forgive me, but the process is I'm going to heat this up with the torch right here. I'm out of frame on the one camera, but I'm going to heat this up with the torch. Then I'm going to slowly dunk it in here because I want the lines to go this way on the clip. So if you wanted, I want them to go horizontally across the clip. So as you slowly lower it in, as you go slow, it's going to create those little lightning patterns. And then after you get it out of there, I'm just going to drop it in the water here in order to cool it off. So let me begin. Okay, we're almost glowing. We're at a good point. I'm going to stop and I'm going to dip. So I'm just going to slowly dip. Now I'm going to pull it out of there and I'm going to just drop it in the water. And we are done. We have successfully lightning anode that clip. That's all it took. Very simple. Super easy, lemon squeezy, whatever. Let me wipe off this ferric chloride. Let me dig this out. Oh man, I can see it turned out good. It's not hot, but I'm going to try to get it up by this thing anyway. Well, let me just reach in there and grab it. All right, guys. So there is the lightning anode pattern that we got. And since I went so slow, that's where it gets the lines across there. And we've got it mostly all good in blue. The end is a little bit of gold. Let me see if I can get a better zoomed in picture. There you go. There's the lightning anode clip. So as you can see the reflection there, the water helps, but the better, let me show the backside. I didn't polish the backside nearly as much, but the pattern did go across, of course, to both sides. Now, if you wanted these lightning lines to go the other direction, you would try to dip it like this into the ferric chloride so that the lines would run long ways. And I hope the camera never does justice of actual. Let me see, where'd my towel go? All right, there's my towel. Never does lightning anodes justice on this camera with the lighting, but it looks super bright to me. And it's definitely a lightning pattern. I could have gone faster and had less lines, but to redo that, all you have to do is grab this piece of sandpaper that I used earlier and do that process again. Because all anodization is a layer that builds up on the outside of the titanium like rust does on steel. So you don't have to, it can't do much but just create a layer on the outside. So you can always sand that layer back off and start over. So not very hard at all to do. I didn't get but one little drop of ferric chloride off the towel, which is good. And that wasn't even ferric chloride, that was just water. So we did good there. There's the clip. There's my metal rod. And there we are. That's how you do lightning anode. Super easy, super simple. Can't get the... It is good and shiny. It's got a purple to blue kind of fade pattern with the gold on the very tip down there. That's how you do that. So let me put the mat back and reassemble it. We can look at the knife with the clip on it. So there we go. Let me put this back down a little bit. All right, looks good. Get all my parts again. Right here and right here. And I've got some sanding funk on my hands, but I'll leave that on there till I won't leave y'all again in the video. Knives are life. Have a good day with your daughter. Tell her I said what's up. No, don't do that. Yeah, have a great day. This knife, going to ice skating. That sounds awesome, man. I used to love the Science Museum. That was my favorite place to go. We have one called here. The tip is gold because of the heat difference, Ron. With the thickness of that clip and it being so thin, it's kind of hard to heat it evenly. So I didn't quite get the tip to the same temperature, and heat rises. So as I had it hanging here, the top got hotter than the bottom. So I didn't quite get the bottom as hot as the rest of it. But you can do any kind of fade pattern. I got ones where they're half and half, but it's just about focusing the heat. As it goes up through the different phases, gold is the first phase it goes through, then it goes to a blue, then it goes to a purple. So it's just a matter that heat rises, and as I was holding it, the very tip down here wasn't as hot as the top was. Oh, well, thank you. I'm sure you raised a fine young daughter, so. It's because of the different heats. Because that's what did the color. So if we wouldn't have dipped that, if we wouldn't have dipped this clip after heating it up, it would be the same color, but without all those lightning lines. So you can heat anodize titanium to change the color of it, but you won't have this patterning. So, if you ever want to try this, they sell little square titanium blanks that you can buy. I'll show a link to them here in a second. I just ordered some from China. Got a pack of 10 of them or something, but you can take those and test. And you can just test and see what the different heat patterns create color. But this would be the same color clip without the lightning anode if we had just left it without dipping it. So, yeah. That's why that is. Now, let me see. I don't remember which side the pivot was on. Actually, I think the pivot stuck up through the clip side, but could be wrong, but we'll do it that way. If not, I usually like to put the pivot on the other side just because of aesthetics. So actually, I think for looks, I'm going to do that regardless. Which means I'll be assembling it upside down, which is fine too. Couple of drops of oil. Put the washer on. Put the bearing on. Put the blade on. Put the stop pin in. All right, we're good to go. I will wait to put the back spacers in. Once we get it assembled, then we put the other bearing on with a little Earl. Other bearing, other washer, other clip. There's no D-shaped pivot, so we're good on that. Did I do this backwards? No, I did it right. Now the show side has the... I'm not going to tighten this one all the way so that I can get those back spacers in. I'm going to get it up there kind of close. I probably should have attached... Yeah, I should have done that. I don't know why I didn't. I'm going to do that. That's normally what I do. When you have back spacers, it's good to attach them with one screw from this side. So just take your back spacers, take your screws that you're going to be using. Oh, actually, I think these, yeah, this is one of those weird knives where you have to like lay everything down to assemble it. Give me just a second to get all this stuff poked in here. Not as many people today as there has been. That's fine. I totally get it. I'm totally surprised there's been as many people as there has been. All right, that's not going to work. Let's try one at a time here. Back spacer. I'm just going to put one of them in. I can do the other ones after I get the clip together. I mean, the scales together. And like I said, man, doing this on camera, so much harder than just doing it by yourself. Yep, I just dropped that screw again. Should have just stuck with the process I was doing to begin with. Should have just stuck with the way I thought to do it. All right, we'll put that on. Got that good. Now, did I just lose a back spacer? Possibly. No. Now I got to figure out how to push these up while getting the back spacers lined up as well. Some knives are a lot easier to assemble than others. You will learn that after working on knives. I'm going to lay this in here. use my screw to push up through the hole. Whoops, push down through the hole, sorry. All right, got that one in. Let me tighten it up. All right, that one's in. Let me lay this one in there and try to do the same thing again. You gotta, now I did just lose that one. I dropped it on the floor. I didn't lose it. All right, got that one kind of lined up there. All right, got that one in, or almost in. Like I said, spin them backwards till you get it seated in the hole good, so you don't cross thread your screws. I actually didn't feel that one. That one didn't feel right. Yep, that one's not threading in right. I don't know what's going on with it. There it goes. All right, got that one in. We got one more, then we'll be reassembled. I got to find it on the floor, though, where I just dropped it, so give me just a second. Oh, no. I might just leave it off for now and find it in a minute, since I can't find it instantly. I have a magnet that I drag around, but if the parts aren't magnetic, then that doesn't help you too much. I've got carpet down here, and it should just be pretty close, but I don't see it. So, oh, it didn't even go off the table. It's over here on the corner. All right, last one. Slide that in there in the end. These standoffs that are just free floating, that don't have a tapered end to kind of hold them in place, are my least favorite. And normally standoffs, you can screw them in from either side. The screws go into either side, but these have the kind of screws where they got the kind of screws like this, where they go all the way through the knife and then screw into the other side. So you can't do that with these standoffs. So don't let this scare you. Most standoffs aren't like these. All right, got the last one in. Well, Tutorial Thursday ended up being a tutorial after all. I wasn't sure what I was going to do today, but walking through that laser and all that was super cool. I liked that. I'm going to build one for sure. Man, that just opens up a world of possibilities that I didn't know were that easily attainable. When we first started talking about it, I mentioned that I thought it was probably done with lasers and the heat from adjusting the laser to different frequencies, but I had no idea that I was actually right. It was just that simple. I would have not guessed that it would have been that easy to just buy a machine that does it automatically. I mean, now there's a machine for everything, including being your spouse if you really need one, I guess. Which is kind of funny. There's a machine for everything. Why aren't these feeling like they're going in right? All right, there we go. All right, so this knife is definitely not as boring as it was before. I will show y'all a couple more that I've done the clip on. I did a couple of my Wii knives same way because I wanted a little splash of color. I do like plain Jane on the scales and the blades for the most part. But I do like a splash of color. And as you can see, that one now has one. Yeah, I've used needle nose before when you're trying to hold those spacers. Blade looks good. Need to work the action a little bit. In fact, this knife never did have, it's got terrible action at the moment. Maybe I need to put the pivot in from the other side, but we'll deal with that later. Fixing the action on this knife that I don't ever use, it's not a big deal. I just wanted to show y'all how to do the lightning anno. Yeah, good suggestion, Pete, about the needle nose. You can use the needle nose to hold these in place. What I did was just kind of hold it horizontally and push those bolts through, and when it grabbed the hole, then I could thread it into the other side. Vice versa, I pushed them in from this side. And I kind of like the look when they round off the screw heads at the end and you don't see a screw head. Kind of gives it that clean look. And I don't think I got the stop pin perfect. So that's probably my issue, but let me show y'all a couple more real quick that I've done just to give you an example. So over here in my wee case, I got supplies all around me now. From water to sandpaper to paper towels to alcohol to torches to ferric chloride to some more stuff. Ugh. All right, so this is one of my cases. So this wee riffraff I did, and you can see it's got more gold on the end because I didn't get, again, same reason. I didn't get that end quite hot enough, but I like the little two-tone color. And I forgot the other one I did it on. Let's see. Let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah, it was the thug I did it on. And on that one I didn't get the gold on the end. I got it all kind of purple and blue. And that one turned out really good. The patterning on it. So there's another knife that's just kind of dark washed and plain other than that little splash of color. So it's just a cool way to enhance your knives by giving them a little touch of color. I didn't shine this one up very great, it looks like, before I did it, so I might redo this one at some point. But that's the good thing about doing anodization is you can redo it as many times as you like. You can just use sandpaper and start over. And if you're using electric anodization, then you can just use a wink or a multi-etch and start over. So yeah, hope y'all enjoyed that and learned something from it. You might have, you might not have. You might have already known what I was talking about. And that's cool too. Appreciate everybody being here today. What's everybody getting into today? Today is Thursday, huh? What are y'all going to do today? We know what Knives Are Life is doing. He is... Yeah, Pete, you're welcome to watch it many times as you want. No, I'm just joking. Sever7, what's up, buddy? It was fun going over the OBS stuff last night, but I was getting just as tired as you were. My voice was giving out. I didn't know if you actually made it this morning, since you were up late. I stayed up most of the night after talking to you. I took a little hour-and-a-half nap before the stream this morning. Let's see. We wanted to... Yeah. But now knowing that we can do that I'm going to get one of my 3D printers to where we can do laser ano in color and draw any kind of pictures we want now. So I cannot wait to get that done. Man, I'm going to be motivated to get that done. So in a few weeks on Thursday, we're gonna be able to draw pictures like Way of Knife does on knife scales. Might be longer than a couple of weeks because I'll have to learn the software and the placement, and I'll need to get some like blanks to practice with. But now knowing that we can do 340 colors with the laser machine, and I've already got 9 3D printers, so I don't have to buy anything but the laser. 22 watt diode laser. And I can buy that directly from Creality as a replacement part. And I can mount it right on my 3D printer and start doing it. And let's see how much it costs. Right here. Laser module. That's the 10 watt. I don't think that price is not right because hold on. I've actually got a partner I've got a contact inside of Creality that sells for them 24 volt 1 point. I don't think that was actually, hold on, let me drag this to another window, go back. I don't think it was actually 22 watts. I think that's wrong. Yeah, it says Falcon 2 series 22 watt. Man, that module is kind of expensive. It kind of makes sense. I was wondering why it was $1,200. It's because the laser itself is $600, $700. Oh no, that's the whole thing. See, you can get the whole thing from Creality's website for $480 off that Amazon price. And I've got a hookup. I might just buy the whole machine instead of having to mess with modifying one of my 3D printers. But like I said, I've got a connection in Creality that can get it for even cheaper than this. Man. Wow. I'm super excited. Oh, they make this little part right here that lets you put rounded parts on there and it'll rotate them and let you engrave on rounded stuff. Which that's super cool. I don't need I just need the regular kit. Like, I don't need anything else. But there's that little roller. Wow, look at that. We're going to do that to knives soon, guys. I shouldn't have given away the secret. Should have kept the secret to myself. But that's the kind of guy I am. I share this stuff. Pete, I meant to make everybody moderators today. So let me make you a moderator. Sever7, where you at? Still Addicted. Add as moderator. Sever7. Oh, there you are. Add as moderator. I just ask as moderator you don't kick anybody or unless they're spamming the channel with like websites or something. Just speech. Don't ban anybody for speech or anything like that. I'm sure y'all will be fine with moderators. You know, we're pro First Amendment here. Ron Crow is a ninja. Ron Crow, I guess you can be a moderator too, buddy. You haven't been here quite as long as some of the others, but you've been around plenty, so you're a moderator as well. Yeah, we don't ban people here. Like, we're just starting. We definitely don't need to kick anybody out. We need to welcome people. That's just how it is. I'm sure y'all will be respectful of that. In fact, if you got to ban somebody, please just ask me first. Because we haven't had anybody come in here that wasn't cool. Just like Ashgroth, who is squashed between Ukraine and Romania. We will convert trolls over to the good side. All advertisement is good advertisement. I'm actually going to rework on this knife and get it working better because I don't like the way it feels. Yep, all attention is good attention. Moldova, that's pretty cool. Did y'all ever watch a guy? If you ever want to watch a super cool guy, a YouTuber, there's a guy named Bald and Bankrupt, and I'm not sure if y'all are familiar with him, but he's one of the best travel guys around, and he has gone to Moldova, but this is Bald and Bankrupt. He's got 4.3 million followers, so I'm pretty sure y'all might have heard of him. Nobody visits this country. Figure out why. He finds the good in everything. And he talks about, he talks to locals, and he speaks Russian very well. So anyway,
and the people wished for something.
He does. Here's another video. Everyone should visit this country.
5 years ago, I made my most popular video. It was called "Nobody Visits This Country, Find Out Why." And we found out why. The place was a little bit crap. But I'm now going back to see how things have changed. Join me on a trip to Moldova.
So he goes back.
That's what we're looking for.
He has a much better experience this time. So
didn't charm her. So what do I want to do in my hotel room at the end of the day to unwind? That's.
Let's see.
I've just left.
I was trying to find if he was in that same place.
Old clothes.
But he has a good time. This one.
And Backpacker Ben just didn't eat it.
And anyway, if you get a chance to watch some Bald and Bankrupt videos, you should check him out. He's a great guy and has some super cool videos. I like to welcome people by showing, a little info about your home city. I would love to go to Moldova, especially now that it is post-Soviet Union. I have been to Amsterdam. I've been to Spain. I've been to the UK, Wales. Scotland. See, where else did I go? But I've not been to the Balkans. or that area. This is the rat. This knife is the rat. It's it's a replica rat. Yeah, Madison, Wisconsin. I don't know what you'd find there. I do believe. Can somebody go back to my video? Well, let me go back, see if I can see. I think when I opened this originally, that the pivot was I think the pivot wasn't on the show side, it was on the other side. Let me hold on, let me turn off the audio from my computer so you don't get feedback. Yep, alright. So it shows, yes, I thought that might have been the case. So originally they had this on the other side. The rat, I believe, is not a green thorn. Let's see. I'm not sure. I think it might be Lemifshi. Let me see. Man, I can't type. And I'm not sure if it's still... Oh, I think it was SMKE. Yeah, it was an SMKE, I believe. Let me see if it comes up in Google. Let's see. We can find it. Yeah, and it's not, I know that it's easier to find because of the rat, because of the Gonzo by the other name. Let me see here. Give me just a second. Let me turn off the browser enough that I can do a little bit of personal stuff for just a second and find the order where I ordered it and do a little bit of digging here. And then we'll find out who made it. I try to respond to most questions I see in chat. So if you got a question and you want to answer to it, we'll try to figure it out for you. Can't do that all the time. Man, it's being stupid. I'm logging in. I hate when once you add one Google account to some sites, then it makes you use that Google account every time you hit Google instead of giving you options. You have to like clear your cache and stuff to get it to pop up. Okay, here we go. Because I've got two different email accounts I use through AliExpress because stupid Jufool banned my main account because I complained when I first ordered knives about his shipment, and he banned me for some reason. So now I have to use a different account in order to order from his store. All right, here we go. Yeah, it is a green thorn. I was wrong. You were right. Completely. It is sold out at the moment, but it is a green thorn. I thought, after you said that, I don't know, I hesitated. I should have just believed you. But right here it is. JD, how's it going, buddy? Yeah, it is a green thorn. And I don't know what that FOL rat foal turning. It's this knife right here. Sever 7. Find similar items. Yeah, it's not available, it looks like. it's not got the best action of my green thorns, but it had better action before I took it apart than it does after I put it back together. So that's why I was looking back at that pivot, because sometimes it does make a difference. It seems like it wouldn't, but having the pivot barrel come in from one side instead of the other does matter sometimes, and that's totally weird. Don't understand it physically and stuff. It doesn't make much sense to me, but it is what it is. They build in the tolerances certain ways, and I guess if you don't put it back the way they built it, it can be a little different. Sever 7, you might can buy this one with the custom anodized clip, depending if I decide to get rid of it. I will let you know for sure. The lock bar is keeping the spacers from... Alright. So that all feels good and right. Kinda. Actually, it doesn't. What's going on with it? I think maybe the stop pin wasn't... Alright, that feels better now. Now these screws, which side do they go in from? They go in from this top side. So I've got to take the barrel spacers, and this is what I was talking about. These screws push in from the top, so I just kind of hold it, slide it in there. That's what she said. I should do one closer to the end to hold up the... I'm going to leave the blade like it is because it helps. Alright, got that one in. Now I'm going to use the screw to kind of position it a little bit. Try to find that hole. That's also what she said. Alright. That's a good one to get in. So we got that one in the back there. I just pushed it through and kind of felt that back spacer, and that worked. So we will get this one kind of tight, not fully tight, but we'll get it a little bit started. Alright, that's good enough. Then I will throw this one in, if I don't lose it, again like I did. Alright, got that one in. Slide that through. Boom. That went back together a lot easier than I thought. You can see that one lined up pretty easy. Laid off Pete. Yes, sir, I'm retired so much that I work 2 full-time jobs 6 days a week. I work 32 hours of one job and 40 hours at another one. So I work 72 hours a week. 2 different jobs, 6 days a week. Only have 1 day off. Wednesdays are my only day off. So no, sir, I'm not retired. I am still in the good old rat race. I am working hard enough that I hope to be able to retire at some point earlier than I normally would. All right, got that last one in. That one feels like it's going in good too. They all 3 didn't get any cross threading. Get them tightened up. I'm not sure. Let me see. Oh yeah, it's drop. That's crazy. It went from being terrible action to like drop shut now. Tighten that pivot. Yep, and perfectly centered. You can see it's centered good. Pete, I work nights, so I get off every day at 7 a.m. and then I drive home to start the stream. So the reason I did the stream is because I caught myself being awake until 9 or 10 a.m. every day anyway, before I could wind down. So I decided that I would go ahead and do the live streams as soon as I got home. That way I could get them done, talk knives with people before I crash. So my day is, I don't start. So yes, I start the day late. I started at 11 p.m. I work, my only days off is Wednesday, but really I have 2 days off the way the schedule's run, because I'm off Wednesday morning at 7 a.m. until Thursday night at 11 p.m. So I really have 2 full days off. I have all day Wednesday and all day Thursday. So I get to work 6 days a week. I'm in the hospitality industry, Pete. I'm actually the manager of a hotel. Well, I'm the night manager of a hotel. I've been in that business for 25 years now. I also do, during my shift, since I'm managing the hotel and I have a desk clerk working, I don't have to do much. So I do medical billing for 5 to 6 hours a night, those 6 nights also. I do 32 hours a week, so a little over 5 hours a night. I'm also doing medical billing during the night. There we go, guys. Back together with the lightning anode clip. Much better action than it had a second ago. So I'm glad I took that apart and fixed it. I wouldn't have been able to live with that. Now it's got buttery action. Just a little bit and it closes. Cool looking knife. The thing I don't like about it is the ergos on it. It only has a flipper tab on one side. It's got one of those one-sided flippers. And the medical billing Sever 7, my company is not hiring at the moment. My daughter is ahead of you, actually, if a position does become available. But yes, there are plenty of places where you can do medical. So I basically work for all the Tennessee hospitals. The nurses, as they work their shifts, they put all their documents that they've created throughout their shift into a basket, and then they throw them into a scanner, and all that stuff comes to us, and we take that info and apply it to the customers, to the patient's medical charts. So all the stuff that they generate during the night, we basically just kind of file it in that patient's file. The company I work for is a smaller one. I don't really want to give the name out, just because you know how the internet is. But I basically log into the Vanderbilt campus remotely, and then all the local hospitals around the area are all linked into there, and the documents come in as they get scanned, and I have to do data entry as far as finding that patient that they scan the documents for and attaching it to their medical record. So MRN numbers are the medical record number. So we have to basically take all those forms and tell it what kind of form it is, and then attach it to their medical record so that doctors can find it at a later date. The left one is that Tucson I got yesterday, that integral. JD, on a daily basis, I've been carrying this one a lot recently. But just basically any titanium, usually a titanium frame lock or a crossbar clutch lock knife. I don't like liner locks as much as frame locks, but I do like nested liner locks, and have been known to carry some of those. And I carry, occasionally I will carry something that's not titanium, like this one. Yeah, this knife, Stassa did to let you know how old it is and how hard it is to find. Stassa did his video on it 5 years ago. So it's kind of it's a discontinued one, and it's harder to find. it is a super nice knife. There is one more Tucson integral that I'm looking for. If anybody can find me one, that would be awesome. It is the, I believe it's the 195, maybe. Might be the 194. So the TS 140 right there is the first one. The 142 is okay, except that it's got carbon fiber, micarta. There it is right there. There's the 142. That's an integral also. And here's the 195. That's the other one that I want. It's got milling on the handles. Beautiful blade. Like, I shouldn't have showed y'all that either, because now it'll be less of them out there for me. But this is the 142 with micarta, carbon fiber, and titanium, and it's just too busy. I do like the blade shape on it. And then this is another one they have that's carbon fiber. And then they have one that has holes in the scales, or the scales are actually milled. This one right here. No, that's not it, but it kind of looks like that one. Let's see. I don't know the number of it, but it is TS20. Is that it? No, there's another one. I haven't seen that one. I'm going to have to check that one out too. Wow. Wow. Waste. Why is it a waste? Oh, now I see why. Wow. That's dangerous. Man, that's crazy. I would have never thought that they would have done that. Ruined a knife like that. Yeah, I agree, man. It is super cool looking. Like, I like that. I loved everything about it until he got to that point. But the TS 195 is another one that I've got. It's on my hunt list. I've got it added to my notifications. So as soon as one pops up for sale, I should get a message saying one's available. My let's see, TS let's take a look at it from somebody that did a review on it. Lots of people have done one. Here's Tri-State. I know a lot of y'all people like him. Y'all can't hear the audio, sorry.
like at retail, which is crazy for a full titanium integral. Profile is wacky though. Very
Yeah, I know,
very
but I don't want to pay the
wacky.
price.
I see a maker's mark here, but
Oh,
I
they
do
don't-
not recognize it.
They don't have it available right now, do they, 7-7?
Fuller running the length of the blade. This wild.
And y'all didn't even hear what he said about this one.
All right, everyone.
He said he was regretting making this video.
What the heck? Tucson.
So right here.
And if you have closed
I didn't know y'all couldn't hear it.
here, when the blade is closed, it is exposed. And if you have this in your pocket and you go to grab your keys, it is going to slice you wide open. I have no idea what the heck Tucson was thinking when they made this. Because otherwise, if that was closed up some to where you couldn't get your finger in there, this would be a killer knife. Killer knife. It is a killer knife. But it's just not carryable. One thing I thought about I could do.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I thought I had the audio on where y'all could hear that. I had to mute the audio so it doesn't feed back, but
Well, very recently on the held on by a single screw, full titanium integral from Tucson. And all things considered, even at full price, which I did not pay, this is a very affordable integral. I want to say these are just a hair over $200, like at retail, which is crazy for a full titanium integral. Profile is wacky, though. Very, very wacky. I see a maker's mark here, but I do not recognize it. Big, fuller, running the length of the blade. This wild...
yeah, I don't want to pay $215 for it or $200 for it.
Edges up here, I
want to find one for like
physically see the
$140.
burr. I can literally see
Sever
the burr
7.
left behind from the milling process on the blade spine. So
And
that's
they
not
pop
a
up
great
pretty
look.
regular.
A lot of sharp areas on this one. There's a burr inside of here I can feel that's sharper than most knives I own. So that's good. Nice milled titanium pocket clip held on by a single screw, but it feels like it's countersunk, so that's nice. So we have a flipper and a front flipper and the fuller. So this should be a fidgeting machine. Nice milling on the scales. Little textured milling here. It's a good look. Pivot's a little, you know, it is what it is. Hefty blade stock. Very hefty knife. So let's open her up. Let's give her a flick. God, that burr on the inside of there is just brutal. I have a deburring tool. I literally might just run that. It's literally just like a carbide X-Acto knife. I'm just going to run that down the inside of that. That's kind of nuts. Because I'm pretty sure this is not... Ooh, detent is great. Look at that.
There you go.
Look at that wild-ass warning in M390.
Beautiful
A nice
knife, man.
profile opened up.
Tucson don't
Weird.
get
this whole nonsense going on at the top of the
appreciation
blade is
that they
weird.
should.
If when I come to power, I would mill all that down. Just take that to a grind wheel and smooth all that. That feels nice.
Yeah, so you
But
can go
other
check
than
that knife out if you want
burrs
to.
and
I don't
sharp
want to
edges-
show people's videos too much because, you know, YouTube. Yeah, I don't want to pay $215, $200. They pop up, like I said, from quite often on a knife swap. Let's see, knife swap. I know y'all can't see this right now, but one sold 6 months ago for $160. Another one sold for $150 6 months ago. I want to pay $140, $150. Here's one that sold 7 months ago for $125. Here's the actual video the guy put up of the knife and the audio. Looks like the tip needs a little help, but which that's no problem to fix. I would pay 125 for that all day long and fix it. Just needs to be resharpened. But like I said, this one sold for sale value 110, trade value 125. So that one sold for 110 7 months ago. So what I do is I message. Well, I'm not going to tell y'all what I do, but I'm going to have one soon. That's all I'll say, because I refuse to give up on knives that I want. I will track them down and I will buy them. Yeah, I mean, Tucson doesn't. Yeah, they haven't. Their quality control hasn't been the best, except in past years. They've been getting better with that M390. All right, guys. Looks like there's 13 of y'all in here at the moment. What's rude? Who's rude? Oh, show you how I get them? Yeah, I can't give out all my tricks. But I'll just give you a really big hint and basically tell you how. If you go to Knife Swap and there's knives for sale and they're no longer for sale, that means that someone bought that knife. So there you go. There's my secret. I appreciate that, Pete. I don't have that many followers on Reddit. I'm very blunt, and on Reddit's such a weird community. Like, there's so many people that just want everything handed to them, and I'm just not that kind of person. I will show anybody and help anybody any way I can, but don't just assume that it's your right that everybody does all the work for you. So I'm very blunt on Reddit, so I've rubbed people the wrong way, and got a few people on Reddit who don't like me, but that's okay too. They don't know me. They don't know what kind of guy I really am. And if they really got to know me, they know I would help them with anything, give them the shirt off my back. But I don't care on Reddit because that's the kind of place Reddit is. It's made for trolls. And so I just kind of speak my mind on Reddit and let it be that. What kind of fakes are you scared of, Blade Alchemy? JD. I read my own name. When you say you're scared of fakes, JD, what do you mean? Fake Tucsons? Fake, I'm definitely not scared of fakes, as you can see. This rat knife, I forgot who actually makes it. I think it's Slice? Let's see. It is a, does anybody know what that rat is a clone of? Or who may, I've known in the past, I've looked up who, what the original is, but I just can't remember. I'm doing some scrolling right now that y'all can't see, trying to figure it out. But there's 400 pages. I want to say it's Slice. Not the Ontario rat, the one that's in the middle on my screen there. The one we put the lightning anode clip on. They call it a rat. It's a copy, it's a replica of a rat, but not a Ontario rat. I cannot remember who makes the original, though. That's what I was trying to ask. I want to say, I thought it might have been, Yeah, it's slice. It is SLYSZ. SLYSZ. I could have sworn I typed that. Hold on. Here we go. It's called a Buell rat. I found it. Yeah, it's a Buell rat, and it's $2,000. So yeah, there's that, and it looks like it's assembled the same way with the pivot on the show side. The blah blah blah. Y'all know what I'm saying right here. The Torx bit is on the show side, just like I had to reassemble it. So you can see the screws come in from that side too, the same way. But Greenthorn did a good job at it. Blue Buell, blue Anno rat. Okay. Blue and okay, yeah, blue. I don't know how blue and Anno, BLULE. Rat folder. Yeah, I don't know what I think. Oh, it's a typo. I get it. Blue. Duh. BLUE instead of BULE. BULE. BLUE. I thought it was on Arizona Custom Knives too. SLYCZ rat. Did I type that right? Did I spell his name? SLYSZ. I always get his name wrong. SLYSZ. I guess it's not on there. But yeah, Greenthorn ran across this page and saw it was $2,000 and was like, well, I got to make one of those. So he did. I wonder if I type his whole name and rat, if it'll come up somewhere else. Recon 1, kind of Russian site. Handmade. Oh, that must be his site, since he is Russian. Oh no, that's just a for sale site, but there's a kind of plain one. Doesn't have the price. Recon 1 looks like they had a I like the fact that you can get $2,000 knives for $70. Most expensive knife that I own. I am a firm believer that any production knife is not worth more than about $300 to $400. So I've got some $400 knives. I've got quite a few around that limit, between $300 and $400. I just can't go any higher than that. I just can't justify it for a knife. If I ever got a custom, then maybe I could, but I just haven't bought any customs. I haven't felt the need to. I'm getting close to 700 knives now, so I've got to get rid of a bunch. I know y'all hear me say that a lot, and I'm not trying to it's in no way, it's more a stupidity thing than anything. It's not a brag for sure. It's a I can't believe I let myself get to this point statement more than anything. And they just keep piling up, and I just got to place an ad for sale. Like, got to sell some. I'm very good at buying and finding them, but I'm just not motivated to sell. I need to pay somebody 10% to help me. I know there's some people that do that on Knife Swap. They actually sell knives for other people and take a little cut. So I might need to find somebody like that to help me sell some of them, because I've got 22 right now that I'm ready to get rid of, but I just haven't posted the ad. And I could probably come up with like 8 or 10 more real easy. I could sell 30 knives really simple. And when I got to looking at the totals, I mean, it's just kind of ridiculous. Like the total for those 22 knives is that right there. So I could buy I could buy 10 more $300 knives that I like if I get rid of those 22. Yeah, I'm going to give y'all first. I'm going to give y'all first dibs for sure. But I've got a list there showing what I paid, and I usually got pretty good deals, so I think I can get close to what I got in them. You know, I'm expected to lose a little, but I try to take that expected loss off to buying them for a little cheaper than people want, which helps on the other end. That's what she said. Anyway, guys, we've been a little over 2 hours today. There's 15 people here. I hate ending it when we've got a bunch of people. Yeah, I should do that, Pete, and at least get rid of some of them. I'm really excited that I got 5 of the knives sent off yesterday to the winners. Ron is the only one I got left here that I haven't sent off, because I wanted to double check his address because it just didn't come up right when I typed it in. It showed as a dry cleaners, and I just wanted to make sure there wasn't a typo or something. I'd hate to send a package to a dry cleaners, with a free knife in it. But 5 of y'all should be able to check your tracking and see where your knives are at. They should be maybe going out of Nashville this morning. We did have some snow, so the roads are a little crap. So maybe, I don't know, they could still be in my... Pete, next time, man. Next time. There's always next time. We got the wheel to spin. The wheel will be bigger next time, so... But I'm super glad I found that wheel instead of just having one of those random pickers. Because, I don't know, it was just fun spinning this wheel and seeing who won. Gabe Harlan. Oh, PJ Crazy Yo. Look. He's in the channel. Pete, when you come to Tennessee this summer, you got to look me up, man. We'll go have a meal together. We'll go break bread. PJ Crazy, yeah, it's pretty funny that you're right here talking and you're the one that just won on the spin. Sorry, that was a fake. That was a nocturnal discharge, shall we say. That was kind of fake. I don't like. You have to shuffle them because see, it puts the next one. Actually, it didn't do it that time. The last time I did it, they looked like it was like the next one next to. Oh, it actually was. It just removes them. So if you look, if I just keep spinning, the next one will be right around here. So that's why I hit the shuffle a bunch before we did the spins. it doesn't seem like it's a very random spin. It does the same amount of depth. So, gaming sandals. Yeah, it always goes past that when you think it's going to. Anyway, I appreciate y'all being here again this morning. Had a good talk with Sever 7 last night. He's doing great with his channel too. If y'all haven't checked him out, you need to go do so. I hope now you know how easy lightning anno is and how you can do it yourself. And don't be scared to do it, because you can always take it off and redo it again. Sorry, I was trying to read. I get caught up in the middle of a sentence and I start reading the chat. Yeah, man. Y'all have a great day. It's Thursday. I got to work tonight, so got a few errands I got to run today. If y'all know a way to get a hold of Ron Dobbins, I haven't seen him in the chat. I haven't talked to him. I kind of almost need to give the knife to the next person, but I did get his address, so I think he thinks he's done his part, but I need to get that address corrected. So if y'all have a way, there was one person that did talk to him on a daily basis, B. Shady, I believe, that was supposed to get back with him, and I don't know if that's happened yet, but I'll get it shipped out. I've got it boxed up, and it says Ron on it. Y'all have a great day. See you again in the morning. Don't do anything I would do. Yeah, I need his address, Pete. I need to double check his address. He gave his address to be Shady, but the address that when I went to type in the label, it didn't automatically pop up as a valid address like all the other ones did. And when I typed it in, it actually came up as like a dry cleaner's. So I'm wondering if possibly one of the numbers got off, or street, etc. I've messaged him on Instagram and I've tried to get a hold of him. I think B. Shady said that he's not very good with tech, so I want to give the guy a chance. If he's not very, computer literate, I totally understand that. He was the number one winner, so I kind of want to make sure I get him his knife. But anyway, y'all have a good one. See you tomorrow. Got any questions or comments, email me. Give me a thumbs up and a like. I hate saying that, but got to say it.